What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Lately, there's been all this talk about a rumored collaboration album between Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. It's actually been talked about for years, but it didn't really seem like it was going to happen. And then this past Black Friday, the two of them put out remixes to each other's songs. J. Cole tackled Alright, Kendrick did A Tale of Two Cities. But one of the things that stood out in J. Cole's raps was the end where he teased that he was going to drop something in February. And at the time, we didn't even know if he was referring to a collaboration album or a new solo album. And then Kendrick Lamar's sister posted on Instagram saying that Kendrick and J. Cole are dropping February 16th some kind of collaboration project. So, but I mean, obviously, she quickly deleted that because that's not supposed to be out there. But there were screenshots of it. There's posts, and so now there's that rumor going around, and it got me thinking about like collaboration albums that we wanted in the past that were talked about, were rumored, and just never happened. So I wanted to kind of discuss some of the ones that came to mind when I thought about that. The biggest one I feel, at least for me, would have been "I Can't Feel My Face." Joel Santana and Lil Wayne, they were a very dynamic duo. Wayne was in his prime, killing everything in sight. Joel's wasn't slacking either. He actually would keep up with Wayne. He would actually keep up, and then sometimes he would kill him on the songs as well. So, and not many people were doing that to Wayne in his prime. So I always felt like that would have been an amazing album to get. I'm actually appreciative of the records that we did get, because we did get more than enough records to construct the album. I actually constructed a playlist that's kind of like a mock album of what it would have sounded like if they did do something together, and I gotta say it's really good. So that would be like my top pick of a collaboration album that I wanted that we never got. I don't think I want one now, just because, Wayne's not spitting really well. Joel Santana, his last project, God willing, was very disappointing to me. Moving on to like another album, Nas and DJ Premier. I don't think I even really got to explain this one too much. Nas has been on fire. Life is Good was amazing. He's been killing all his guest features this year. DJ Premier, his production is never, is always sharp. It's always good. It's always very old school. It just, bring the two together and it fits. We've been wanting it. I remember DJ Premier was teasing that if they actually do an album, they'd have to call it Finally, because we've been waiting so long. And I know Premier still hopes to do it. He was talking about how Nas has one more album on Def Jam, and then after that, I don't think he's re-signing. So he'll be more focused on Mass Appeal Records. There was rumors that he's putting out the Lost Tapes too. And then, just then, maybe we might get the Nas and DJ Premier album. And I definitely want it more than anything. Rick Ross and Drake, who are apparently now having problems. If you've seen Rick Ross's Color Money throwing some shots at him. But at one point they were going to drop a project called YOLO. I think it'd still be a good idea, because both of them are still, pretty much in their prime, at least musically. And you got to look at like the catalog of Ross and Drake collaborations. You got Aston Martin Music, I Count No New Friends, Lord Knows, the one where they say "Tap my name on you so I know it's real." I can't remember the title. They have a really good chemistry together, so I always thought that would be a good one, minus the title. I hated the title. I don't know, I definitely don't think it would have stuck. I think it was just something Ross threw out at the time, because nobody really says YOLO anymore. Another album I was thinking about was Jay-Z and Biggie, The Commission. Obviously there's more. There's Charlie Baltimore, there was Lil C's, there was it was a little more of a faction. I always thought that would have been a good album to get. A lot of the collaboration albums boil down to chemistry. A lot of these people that I'm mentioning, they have chemistry together. Dr. Dre and Ice Cube were going to do one called Helter Skelter in the 90s. Ghostface and MF Doom. They were gonna do one in 2007 called Swift and Changeable, and I think they're still planning on doing something next year. I know Doom has kind of been popping up lately, and Ghostface has been talking about it. So at this point, I'm looking forward to it, and I feel like Ghostface is in a much better place than he was, back in 2007. Lyrically, he's sharper than ever, and I gotta stop saying sharper than ever. Lyrically, he's on top. Like, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to his last few albums, but they've been really extraordinary concept albums. Great storytelling from start to finish. So I'm excited to see if those two can come together. We had the rumor of Lil Wayne and Drake doing an album, and Lil Wayne's like the biggest offender of collaboration albums that never happened. There's the one with Drake, there's one with Joel Santana, there's the T-Wayne project with T-Pain that never happened, there was the rumored mixtape Blood Brothers with The Game, now there's one that's supposedly coming out with 2 Chainz. It's like, so much. And these are the ones we know publicly. Who knows what other projects Wayne has been talking about, privately that we never even heard. He's like the biggest offender. Second biggest offender, I think, is Mac Miller. Mac Miller has Pink Slime with Pharrell still on the horizon. His collaboration with DJ Jazzy Jeff called 92 Till Infinity. These are projects that have been talked about for years, and I've been anticipating them, but Mac's gone through a lot of changes. I still think it'll be good if they come together. Those two I would love to see. And last two I wanted to kind of chronicle real quick are pretty much like super groups, but they're like more of imaginary super groups. Child Rebel Soldier, the trio of Kanye West, Pharrell, and Lupe Fiasco. I know they have records together. They have, I think it's like 2, 3, or 4 records together as a trio, but come on. That album was never going to happen. It was just something that, to get fans hype, I guess. But I look at that as like a super group that would never happen. And another super group that I feel is never going to happen, at least now. At the time, it would have made a little more sense because they were all kind of hanging around, Dame Dash's label that he had at the time. Center Edge Territory, which is the foursome of Jay Electronica, Currency, Mos Def, and Stolly. If you know, Dame Dash used to have, I believe it was like the DD 782 label that he had, and those four, were kind of around at the time. So it was rumored that they did 6 records together, and then after that, it was hard to get them all together timing wise. But I feel like once you throw Jay Electronica into a supergroup, it's already doomed from the start. And the fact that Mos Def is he's very mysterious as well. He doesn't, put out as much music. He just does what he wants from time to time, and he's earned that right. I feel like those two in general would have been hard to work with. So ultimately, it probably would have just ended up being like a Currency Stolly album or something. I don't know. But those were some of the collaboration albums I wanted to see that I think would have been very good to hear. And I would love to know what you're thinking. Let me know in the comments below. Like, what collaboration albums did you want that never happened? There is a ton of them out there. I was researching, and those were the ones that jumped out to me. So let me know in the comment section, which collaboration albums that were actually rumored to be happening that you wanted that never actually happened. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter @SermonsDomain. As always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time.